Hi, this is Rahul Kapoor Jain and welcome back to yet another episode of JAINISM Simplified on Jain Avenue. Today I'm going to talk about yet another very powerful concept called the cosmic law of karma. I'm sure all of us have used this word or perhaps heard this before, karma. And a majority of the people think of karma when something's gone wrong and they are unable to either take ownership or responsibility for that, and then they meekly surrender saying it's all because of my karma. Now, there's really nothing wrong in using those words. However, what you really are doing that time is you're sending a strong message in your subconscious mind telling it that, hey, if something doesn't go right, I want to blame my karma. And if something goes right, then it's all because of my smartness and intelligence. Now that is really a problem because you start to then live your life in delusion and keeping yourself away from understanding the natural law of cause and effect. But with that understanding, I'm sure the stage is set for us to understand the concept of karma. There are questions I'm sure that you're grappling with, which are, what's my relationship with karma? Can I really influence or control my karma in any way? And really, what is the ultimate role of karma in my spiritual development? All valid and important questions. However, in 7 minutes to answer all of them may be a challenge. Nevertheless, we will try to get some answers for you. First things first, you must have a clear fundamental understanding that you are a pure soul, and any other element attached to it is an impurity. Let me explain. Think of the difference between a toy and a robot. A toy cannot perform any activity on its own, but a robot can. Why? Simply because it is being operated upon by a software using a programming language like C, C++ or something else. If this software is infected with a virus, then it can affect its performance very badly. Now, think of the difference between a robot and a human being. A human being has consciousness. It can think and feel. It can choose between right and wrong. Now, this consciousness of the soul, which has the desire to experience the world physically, performs many activities which are generated from likes and dislikes, cravings and aversions, and in the process creating many positive and negative emotions like joy, happiness, anger, ego, greed, deceit, fear, stress, anxiety, etc. Each of them have their own frequencies and energies and thus attract appropriate atomic particles called karma. Think of these atomic particles as floating dust or dirt and call them as karmic dust or karmic dirt. These are very subtle and sensually imperceptible particles which exist in the entire universe. They are really small. So small that one speck, which is the smallest possible extent of space, contains an infinite number of karmic particles. So in effect, every emotion that you produce like pleasure, pain, love, hatred, etc. is experienced by the soul, and it is called bhav karma, and it attracts the corresponding material karma, which is called dravya karma, from the universe, and they stick to your soul. It is too profound a concept for a common human being to understand, especially for those who do not have an understanding of the inner world. But do not get discouraged. Stay with me and stay till the end of this video. I am sure you will get a hang of the subject. In the sense, what I've said so far is that every thought, word and action of ours is actually attracting the atomic particle called karma, and it is getting attached to our soul. It's like a subtle automatic process that you cannot even perceive, but is taking place every moment, impacting the purity of your soul. So who is in control then? It's a good question. Let's discover. The universal truth is that karma works without the intervention of any other being. It is a self-regulating mechanism, and God has no role in dispensing rewards or punishments. The consequences occur naturally when you live a life in agreement with moral and ethical principles, or when you utter a lie, steal something, or commit senseless violence. So the quantity and nature of karmic particles sticking to our souls cause the soul to be happy or unhappy and affects the events in the soul's present and future lives. So this establishes that only and only you are responsible for what's happening now and whatever that's going to happen in the future. This also clearly explains the law of cause and effect. Everything that goes around comes around. Now let's go on to the final question, which is, what is the ultimate role of karma for your spiritual development? Well, the answer is simple. The ultimate goal of every soul is to liberate itself from the bondage of karmic particles or karma. Having also understood the natural law of cause and effect, by now you must be very, very sure and confident that you and your efforts can determine your own destiny, and that is Jainism simplified. I know you have one big question still lingering in your brain, which is, how can the soul liberate itself from the bondage of karma? Well, the answer to this question lies in understanding Navtattvas, or the 9 fundamental principles, for which I'll have to make yet another video. Until then, I'd like you to please become aware of your actions and live your life in awareness.